Hello everyone, welcome to day 4. I don't know, this may be a video response, this may be just me talking. I'm really enjoying watching a lot of the ones that have popped up that are doing WEDIN. Robert Alvarez was talking, he actually done 2 videos, which I thought was really cool, sharing a little bit of witch history about a store named Warlock, which I thought, hey, that's a cool name. And then the next one was Magical Child. But he was also talking about, um, you know, running a group, being part of a group, 2 groups actually. One of them being, a gay men's pagan group. You know, so people were like, and it was really nice of him to make a response and talk more about some of his experiences. And, hi, Robert, if you're watching. Um, a lot of people don't realize that history. We've lost a lot of that history, that early 50s, 60s, 70s history. We're losing it daily. You know, public witches, we're going on 60, 70 years. So very much first century, and hearing about those little groups, or the first group to meet here, or the first witch store here, or the first witch store here, or the first metaphysical store, or underground spiritual store. For me, those are very important because it tells us where we come from. Um, for me, I grew up, learning from my grandmother, who was a second generation American Romney. They were originally from Romania. They came over in 1891 and traveled from way up, like, I think they'd start out in like Pennsylvania, and they would do a circuit all the way down to Florida in the spring, and as the winter came, and then would go back up to pick. They'd plant, and then they'd pick, and they would settle somewhere in the winter that they could also find work. And for me, listening to that, of like, okay, so you just have like it's like a circuit. You just go from this spot to this spot to this spot to this spot until she got married. Um, and then she married a coal miner. She married an Englishman, which was kind of like, oh my goodness. But so for her, in listening to some of those experiences and some of those people and some of those things she's learned along the way, um, was amazing for me growing up. And then I've worked with a couple of groups and ran a few groups, and finding their history, how they started, how coven. Well, an example, the Alexandrian witches. They started in the living room of a basement apartment. There wasn't any formal classes or initiations. It was just sitting down, having a cup of coffee, and talking about history, about theology, about metaphysics, about physics, about spell work, about witchcraft. Now, personally, I would love to hear more accounts about what all was talked about in that living room. There's been a few things that I've seen Lady Maxine Saunders talk about that I found very fascinating, like how they would, go work here, or did spell work here. You know, uh, those things click and they fit for me a lot. And I think that's why I'm a big history buff. I also believe if we don't, know our history, know where we come from, know how something started, if it was over a cup of coffee, or I'm really tired about not being able to do X, Y, and Z. Well, I'd like to do X, Y, and Z too. Well, let's just get together and do it. But recording it, because, and I think that that's a big part of my Book of Shadows, is recording things. Um, so that in 20, 30, 50 years, if someone gets a copy of it because, a group I started is still going on, they can look back and go, oh yeah, we used to do this. We used to go swimming every summer solstice in the New River. Well, let's do that again. And before you know it, it becomes a tradition. Um, you know, before you know it, a small little picnic becomes a festival. Um, and that's just, for me, it's amazing to watch things develop and grow. Hope you guys are enjoying WEDIN. Um, really enjoying watching Robert's videos. Really enjoying watching Gwen, the Recovering Witches videos. So hope you guys have a good day. I'm looking forward to watching y'all's next videos. I know mine's going to be in late. Sorry, guys. I'm a night shifter, so you'll probably be getting more night shine videos. Even take you outside for some new moon work. All right, guys. Bye, y'all. Have a great day.